It's time to take another look back down memory lane to appreciate some of the nostalgia of an older game yet again, this one being once again on the channel for Drive Club. And for those who are familiar with my Drive Club series, I like to feature basically each vehicle in the game in its own little vignette style mini review to take a look back at what the vehicle was like, maybe if you forgot that it was in the game, if you never used it much at the time, or just to have some nostalgia for a moment. And this time the subject is of course the Audi RS5. Now let's be honest, for the vast majority of us this is a car that's very easy to overlook, to forget about, and for some of you I'm sure you never even used this car while you were playing the game. It is featured in a few different games at the time, Forza as well, but within Drive Club, it's, let's be honest, not the most important of cars. In fact, even within Audi, you have some decidedly more attractive options, such as its bigger brother, the RS6, with the much more flashy engine. This one, though, is a car which I must admit I've become more and more interested in recent months. Now, in real life, I've driven and reviewed here on the channel this same era of RS4. The wagon version with the same 440 horsepower engine, very similar performance, similar look, similar sound, and I'm really keen to get my hands on an RS5 to review on the channel as well in Beards and Cars. But as it goes in the game, I would say, of course having not driven one yet technically, it feels a little bit underwhelming, to be honest. Now again, I haven't driven one, but the RS4 that I did drive is very close. And the RS5 certainly wasn't, for instance, as quiet as this one is portrayed as being for some weird reason in the game. Overall, I would describe this car's characteristics as being very fast and very grippy, which is not unsurprising for a Quattro model, but also kind of underwhelming. It's a bit of a sleeper in terms of the way it performs. It's one of those cars that you would typically lump into the category with stuff like the Nissan GT-R, wherein it's very quick, it gets the job done, it can certainly win events in the case of the Nissan in particular, or even something like Audi's own R8, but they're not necessarily the most passionate option. It's no Lambo, it's no Maserati. Within the game they kind of seem to have leaned into that, maybe even a little bit too much. Because even though in real life the RS4 which I drove is certainly sedate when you want it to be, when you do open it up, it's actually a very fun car. This one should at least feel a fraction of how fun that one is, given that this is a coupe and that was a full-on 5-door wagon. I would say that they didn't do as great of a job with this one in terms of making it feel as fun as it should. But if you do ever get the chance to go back and play Drive Club, and of course you could still buy the disc version, I'm not sure how much of the game you can still play, and there are certainly things which you can't access anymore, such as the bikes, but vehicles like this, which if I recall correctly were included in the game as standard, you can by all means go back and drive. For me, I love going back and featuring certain vehicles like this, which I did kind of overlook at the time. So drop your thoughts on Drive Club and the RS5 down below, and of course check out the other episodes which I've done. But until next time, I'll see you then, and for now, as always, thanks for watching.